Welcome. You're listening to Dunestone Redemption, a podcast featuring three idiots talking about movies that probably no one will ever listen to. The format is simple. Each idiot gets to pick a movie and make the other two idiots watch it. Then we get together. Each idiot gets to pick a movie and make the other two idiots watch it. Then we get together. Fuck it, we're just going to go with it. Then we get together and give our opinions on said film. And unless you're Laura Dern,
oh God,
we don't allow guests. But we do value your feedback, so drop us a message at dunestoneredemption.com and Instagram, Dunestone Films.
Who do you think's more attractive, Laura Dern or Bruce Dern?
Bruce.
Laura Dern. She looks so good in that movie.
Best intro ever.
Were you not in love with that woman in Jurassic Park?
No, never have been in love with that woman.
She didn't look like she aged a day.
She's also in Big Little Lies, and I want to punch her in the face.
I talked about that on the small screen over and over and over again, and I have never watched it.
Is season 2 out on that already?
Oh, yeah, it's all done.
Sweet.
But I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm
That was
not
probably our
getting into
best intro, hands down. Like that's the
together
one
that always gets him
I liked
together.
it. Where are we starting?
All right, so we're going to review the movies that we watched December 2019.
And since we're already talking about Laura Dern,
yes,
let's get into my pick.
Which would be The Irishman.
A Mariage Story. It's a French film, A Mariage Story.
I'll just start real quick, because I have a lot to say. This movie was terrible. I hated every minute of this movie. Real quick, because I have a lot to say. This movie was terrible. I hated every minute of this movie.
Why do you hate it?
I love Scarlett Johansson, and I really hated her character in this.
Did they not go out of their way to make her not look attractive?
Yeah, I think they did.
I still thought she was
really
beautiful.
Weird.
But the only time I didn't think she was beautiful was she was at that Halloween costume party. When she dressed up
like David Bowie.
Yeah, and she had the weird hair and everything.
Yeah.
Well, she was dressed up like a man.
Yeah.
So maybe you were
That's
not.
why you found her attractive.
That's so
there.
weird, because I find most men attractive.
Maybe society had
So
pre-programmed you to not find her attractive.
I hated her. Adam Driver, the dude can act, and that's all I have to say about that movie.
Really? That's it?
I didn't like it.
And what are you giving it?
Let's see here.
Lord,
I'm not going to go with the Pattinson because they acted pretty well, but I will give it a Saget.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you think about the directing and the setting and...
See, it confused me a lot because it seemed like every now and then they jump into like a musical. Can you feel me on that? Okay, because they're at a party, but he just it looked like he stopped the acting in the movie at the end. Adam Driver just got up and sang for no reason. That's really what it felt like. Hey, let's break into a musical.
I have no idea what that song, scene was about.
The first part, it kind of made sense when the girls were singing, but when I thought the directing was horrible.
Well, it made complete sense because they're theater people.
I thought the directing was horrible.
Well, it made complete sense because they're theater people.
Right.
Who do shows on Broadway.
But the people that don't understand...
But what did that tie into? How did that better the movie?
Were you not listening to the lyrics of the song?
Oh, yeah, I listened to the lyrics of the song, but
they were very sad. It was about being alone.
The lyrics of the song, but
they were very sad. It was about being alone. So he ended up in the end of the film.
I don't believe that by lengthening a film that the content you're adding provides to the story.
And
I already knew they were theater people.
I think maybe what they were, and making them theater vision. The whole film.
But do you not believe that movies like this, movies like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, TV shows like The Kominsky Method, that they get the nominations because they are about the life of the actor?
Oh, well, yeah, Hollywood likes nothing more.
Yeah, and for me...
I mean, that is their deal. That you are basically going to get your script greenlit if you make a bunch of actors and actresses.
They do not care about making movies for you and me.
Well, and the other thing is, if that was my son and the way he acted, I would have, and I was Adam Driver, be like, you take him. My son and the way he acted, I would have, and I was Adam Driver, be like, you take him. I'll stay in New York. This kid
I'll
sucks.
Find another one.
That's how kids act. He
a
wasn't
lot.
really bad. The kid wasn't doing what he wanted him to do.
Yeah.
You know
Just
what
kids
I mean?
in general suck.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, there's that.
That one definitely sucked.
Here's my take on it. Okay, and let's give a little synopsis. It's about a marriage, a long-term marriage that I think started off with a lot of fire, has fizzled out, and these people just want to go their separate ways because when you get married real young, because they did mention that she was like 20,
right?
And he was like 22. They got married, had a kid right. Be not the same person in the middle of college or right out of high school that you are in your 30s. In a way, you're very much are, but in a lot of ways you're not. You're going to grow in different directions, and I think they grew in different directions. But it's about a marriage falling apart, and it's about the ugliness of divorce and stuff. Here's my prediction, and I'll let you guys throw me under the bus for it. This film will become a classic. This film is going to be like a Kramer versus Kramer or Terms of Endearment. Not a classic like Christmas Vacation, where you're like, oh shit, Christmas. Where you're like, oh shit, Christmas Vacations, come on. Don't care where we are in the story, I'm watching it. But it's going to be, I don't know, like Tootsie or something like that, where it's just one that you sit down and watch every time. They're going to keep showing it. Come on. Othie, your face is talking, but your mouth ain't moving.
I would say no.
I think
this
you're
is going to
wrong.
be one of those that they show on.
There is no reason to watch this movie twice.
Well, and the thing is, they can't because it's a Netflix only. So it's not like they can put it on Turner Classic or anything like that.
Yeah, but don't you think we're going to start
eventually you'll get
that
there, I
eventually
think.
we're going to start to see some Netflix
Or
shows
people
showing
live
up on
in
TBS
Netflix.
and
I'll
stuff
watch
like
that
that?
one again.
When Netflix starts to fizzle.
It would be a good revenue stream for Netflix, though, to start.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Because right now Netflix buys movies from
Yeah.
TNT and TBS that they can or shows that they can show on there. Why not make that part of the deal? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, and we'll let you run a Marriage Story 10 times next year.
I don't
So
disagree.
what are your feelings?
And we'll let you run a Marriage Story 10 times next year.
I don't
So
disagree.
what are your feelings about the movie yourself?
I think they did a good job by taking the rock that is divorce
Yep.
and they turned it over and they show you, because usually when you get a divorce story from like a coworker or something, it was, I left her or she left me because of this,
Right.
this, and
One
this.
thing. Uh-huh.
Three little,
Yeah.
big thing, big thing, big thing. There was no, he had a sexual impropriety, but there was no real,
What an ugly process.
what an
huh?
ugly, terrible process. Alan Alda was my favorite,
Oh, God, was he
favorite
he was
character
fantastic.
in this
He
whole
was good,
film.
man.
Because
Well,
he
I
was
love the way he's like, no, you're going to have to pay for her divorce or for
He's
her
like,
lawyer.
what?
I'm like, what? And that's why I
Yeah.
texted you guys, like, is that true?
30% of it, probably. Yeah, if you're getting lawyers and things like that, that's the way. Yeah, if you're getting lawyers and things like that, that's the way it's
But
going to be.
why, if she filed, would he have to pay? I still don't understand that.
It
doesn't matter.
It just doesn't
None of
matter.
that.
It's
Throw
the way that
all
the courts are
logic
set
out the
up.
window.
So wait, if you filed as the male, would the female have to pay for a part of your?
No.
Okay,
No.
never mind.
Nope.
A part of your?
No.
Okay,
No.
never mind.
Nope. Because so much of this stuff was skewed that way because you have a lot more fathers that just leave a family than you do mothers that leave a family.
Gotcha.
So, and that's just the nature of life, I guess. I thought, I want to ask you guys, what did you think about like the costume department?
Oh, I didn't think about it.
I think they kind of set it up for, it was very like timeless. Without the addition of a Prius that you kept seeing over and over, I kind of felt like this could have been early 90s, late 80s.
I thought it was.
But then the costumes were very
Oh, I
like,
didn't- it
everybody
didn't
was
stand out
just
enough
so
that I paid
plain.
attention.
Everybody was so plainly dressed that
Yeah.
there was nothing speaking to an era, which kind of clues me into that. I think this is going to be shown.
I liked his
a lot of
Invisible Man
times.
costume. I did notice that.
That was
That's
fantastic.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So no, overall, I think it was an interesting film. I don't think it was I don't know. Is it an award-winning film? There was, Adam Driver was a great performance. I don't think Scarlett Johansson stretched herself in any way in this performance.
No.
I would go with an Odenkirk.
Okay. Interesting here.
So you didn't? Okay, I thought you were going to go a lot higher than that.
No.
I thought
All right.
the sister was the best person of the movie.
Yeah,
She
in the
acted
30
really well.
seconds that she was in
Yep.
there. I did like Ray Liotta. Work towards sanity. We're still going to end up mostly in sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like
You know.
Ray Liotta a lot in this. Okay, so for me, I'm a person who has gone through both a divorce and a custody battle. This did a good job of showing the utter shit that is.
It's a-
that Scarlett Johansson's character was behaving one way towards her soon-to-be ex-husband, but he's getting a completely different message through the lawyer and a completely different process, which is completely what happens in this realm.
Yeah, and that's what they show.
What happens in this realm.
Yeah, and that's what they show you is once you step aboard that train don't stop.
Yeah. So my question is this: why do we need to see that? Why do we want to live that on the big screen? I'm not saying that on the big screen. I'm not saying that everything's got to be happy in the world of movies. I'm not saying that at all. But why is this considered a great piece of art that we've put on the screen? Why is this getting nominated? I believe because of the screen. Why is this getting nominated? I believe because it's about Hollywood only.
Well,
that's the only thing that I think. Now, there is a scene in that movie where she's always cutting his hair in the movie for him, right?
Yes,
And the scene where they have their fight in the apartment, it got me. I'll be honest, I was watching this on an airplane again, and I was crying in that scene because I remember feeling those feelings. I remember thinking those thoughts. And when he's done and he's hugging to her leg, it took me back to, this is the same person that just cut my hair.
Calling him honey.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've been divorced as well, and I've had a lot of, my divorce was oddly amicable.
Yeah.
We didn't have lawyers or anything like that. And there was that, how do we act with each other? How do we go back to just being people that know each other
from people who were kind to one another?
People that know each other
from people who were kind to one another face to face.
Yes.
And exactly where they needed to be, and then just straight dicks from the lawyer.
Yeah.
So
and the lawyers were doing their job. They were advocating for their clients even more than their clients were willing to advocate.
Right.
And I like how every little thing came up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you did this.
Yeah.
You did that. Now, the scene where he cut himself with the knife.
Oh, that was crazy.
The whole scene with the observer.
It was so weird.
Was so awkward.
And then ended with him cutting himself.
It's nothing.
And it's like, I thought he was going to die. Did you guys not think he was going to die?
Oh,
there on the
no.
kitchen floor?
They showed that box knife earlier. It was so shallow.
Yeah.
You know, but
he would
pretend to
sit
cut
there and
himself.
bleed out.
Yeah.
When he punched the wall, and my favorite part is like, you're crazy and you're winning.
Yes.
And I was like,
yeah.
That's that. I'm like, yeah, I get that.
So in it, I think the acting was really. I thought that Adam Driver was fantastic.
Yes.
The lawyers. There's a good portrayal of what really happened.
Yeah, Dern, Leota, and Alda were all fantastic.
Really
all
good.
Fantastic.
I am going to give this a better rating. I thought that it is nothing I ever will watch again because I do not need to be put back through those emotions again.
I won't watch it again, but you know how often do they show that Steel Magnolias?
Yeah,
and that's just a sad fest.
That is a sad film.
So there is a group of females that will watch this film.
Yep. So I would say pass on it. I mean, if you want to watch the nominated movies, or you really want to get your heart torn out and stomped on.
Do you think people that have been divorced that this is a good show for them to watch?
No. They already know those feelings.
Say it'll take them back. That's why I was wondering it'll take you back to those feelings.
Well, and know those feelings.
Say it'll take them back. That's why I was wondering it'll take you back to those feelings.
Well, and
why would you want that?
Isn't that what we want? Don't we want to revisit feelings sometimes?
Not the worst feelings of your life. Do you really want to do that?
I don't know. I think it's therapeutic
while you watch it too.
Yeah, I think it's therapeutic.
It's true. This man has no penis.
So I'd say
therapeutic.
It's true. This man has no penis.
So I'd say pass on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's a terrible film, but it was a good film. I'm not going to.
It was a well-made film.
Well-made film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It had no score, which was odd. Every scene there was nothing playing behind it.
Attention to the costume piece of it, so it's interesting. You saw
the costume. Everybody was just plainly dressed.
It just it's something that it's like I don't want to watch Everyday Life every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to the mall and watch Crazy.
Well, that takes us into Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is Eric's pick.
Yeah, that was this Eric's pick.
And that was like back in June.
That was
correct?
July. Yeah, that was in July. And the thing I told Russell this like the day after I watched it. I'm like, I don't think I like this movie. And then I walked out and I was like, that was terrible. The further I got away from it, the more I loved it.
I want to talk to you about that because I experienced the same feelings. Now, and I don't the same feelings. Now, and I don't know if it's because you
said that to you.
Said that.
Yeah.
So I wish you'd shut your damn mouth when you're going to watch movies till it's my turn to watch the movie. But no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I was like, what did I watch? What was that?
Is this?
Yeah. I watched it. I liked it from the get-go.
Really?
I liked it from the get-go.
Really?
I was with him in every scene and just I was enjoying the whole process because I knew going into it that Tarantino makes films that are historically set the way he wishes that the history would have been made.
Right. So
I was expecting this.
Well, leaving him like, well, the acting was on point. The story was a little far-fetched. I mean, hell of the makings. It was a Tarantino movie. But now that I've been further away, I loved it. And I think that the best bromance was between Leonardo and Brad. They had good chemistry.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I don't want to talk about something.
Do it.
Why do I need the first 40 minutes of that film?
Probably don't.
I'm not gonna shit on this movie because I did enjoy it. I'm like you. The further I got away, but the first 40 minutes, you're showing the contrast between Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's sad and he has nothing and he's happy. I got that piece. I understand that. But that's all the first 40 minutes of that movie is.
Well, did you need a 20-minute scene between Brad Pitt feeding his dog?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
And that's what Tarantino does.
Exactly.
That's some of his magic.
Yeah. And that's what I don't like.
What Tarantino does.
Exactly.
That's some of his magic.
Yeah. And that's what I don't like about him.
Do you need that many shots of dirty feet?
Yeah, exactly.
That is some of his magic.
That's just what he does.
He'll make a scene out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I would rather not have the nothing. I mean, I have the nothing. It's who I am. You guys know this by listening to what I.
So you think it could have had dealt with some editing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's interesting because we're going to talk about the Irishman here coming.
Yes, we are. And
what about the ending where the murders happen?
It's Bastards and Django Unchained all over again. That is Tarantino's history as he wanted it.
You took this movie that I was really struggling with because of it, and you made it awesome in the end.
That flamethrower in the pool. I'm like, what is happening?
Well, yeah, and they set that up before
from the moment. Pitt gets the girl in the car. From the moment Pitt gets the girl in the car on in that movie, I'm like, I'm on board.
Yeah, it almost takes a turn and is a completely different film at that point.
At that point, that's where it starts.
Well, there's so many different subplots and stories going on, and then they all come back at the end. It was pretty good.
I thought he did a good job of normally he will introduce so many characters and side characters and subplots, and if you think of Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs and The Hateful Eight, he's got even the Kill Bills. There's so many things going on and all these new characters coming in. These, he kind of kept it towards the Sharon Tate and what was going on at the house next door, which was DiCaprio and Brad Pitt hanging out there. He kept them in that world. Yeah. Now, Pacino's character in this,
small.
Was it necessary?
No.
Was it even... I mean, it was just he was just a foil, I think, but...
What was Dern's character's name?
Oh, yeah.
What was Dern's character's name?
Oh,
Squeaky, not Squeaky.
No, Squeaky Froman was the girl.
No. Oh, Bruce. He
owned the
Spawn. He was something Spawn.
Yeah.
But anyway, didn't you just think he's dead? I mean, they just built that up in 10 minutes. He's dead.
Absolutely.
And then he rolls over. Like,
who are you?
I knew that he wasn't dead because Bruce Dern was in it and playing that character.
Okay.
They're not going to put a name there.
Now, it could be funny that they roll him over and he's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tarantino's like, we had him on the marquee, and he never did anything.
That's true.
But I mean, Bruce Dern, Peanut Butter Falcon, he was in that this year, too.
Yeah.
So that guy's career's never going to end.
Right.
Never,
but I'm like, 10
minutes.
10 minutes. I'm like, that guy's dead. Let's just leave. He's dead.
He's back there. He's dead. You're going to have to come out shooting.
Yeah.
That scene, though, of Brad Pitt beating up the hippie.
Oh, yeah. Great.
sticking his tire. I laughed
Now change
so
it.
hard at that, and then the fight scene. At
And
the
he
end,
does it all in moccasins.
The fight scene
Yeah.
at the end,
Yeah.
where he's ramming that girl's head into that thing. Just,
Well, how about I'm like,
you shouldn't laugh at that, but it was so funny because I mean this is a historic villain,
right?
like Hitler in Glorious.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you've just taken them and you've demolished them to nothing.
Yeah.
I knew that dog was going to come back into play. I'm
my
like,
God.
have its heyday right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved it the more I get thought about it. So I'm going to give it at least a Robert Downey Jr. for sure.
You're giving it. You're saying I loved it. I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah. Because again, my first feelings of it took me out of it for a while.
Really?
But the more I
I'm
go back to
gonna
it.
tell you that's exactly the rating I'm giving it for exactly the same reason.
There we go.
Rating I'm giving it for exactly the same reason.
There we go.
I took a Robert Downey Jr. because I don't need the first 40 minutes of that movie.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, I don't know that I need. I mean, a whole movie about Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, he's the main focus of this movie, and in the end, he is.
Shame.
Yeah.
He got cheated if he doesn't win.
Brad Pitt is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a Redford.
You are
For
You're
sure.
giving it
A 9.
Okay.
You know, there could have been some stuff that could have been cut, so maybe I could have gone with the 10 on this. I'm
Can I ask you?
I'm kind of saying I'm giving it a
De Niro?
Ret Nero.
Okay.
Because I'm giving it like a
9.5.
9.5. It was telling a completely different story with this DiCaprio character.
Is it because you like Tarantino so much?
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely, I
don't
like
care
I
for
like
it.
the way that he tells the story, and
So,
I love the dialogue.
For me
And-
to give it a 7, it's probably a better movie than a 7 because I don't like Tarantino.
yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
For you,
Yeah.
it's
That's
throughout
good.
7 because I don't like Tarantino.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
For you,
Yeah.
it's
That's
throughout.
good.
You're giving it a 9. It's probably not a 9.
I'm giving it a 9.5.
It's probably
I think it's a
not
9.5.
because you got a hard on for Tarantino.
So you're saying at best it's an 8.
yeah,
That we have to compromise and go with an 8.
Yeah, all right.
No, you're wrong. It's a Redford. Go with an 8.
Yeah, all right.
No, you're wrong. It's a Redford.
I'm just. Yeah. I don't get a
I
hard on
value
for,
your opinion. I just don't take it.
That's fine. That's great. But yeah, I don't feel. I feel like it was two separate films squished together.
I can see that.
Two separate films squished together.
I can see that.
Definitely took a turn there. So, talking about long ass films.
Okay.
So let's
Now-
go with Eric or Othie's 4-time pick.
The Irishman.
Of
I
The
did
Irishman.
watch The Irishman with an intermission.
Yeah, I did that
I
too.
watched the first hour and a half, and
Yep.
then that of all the impressions that you've done,
That's a decent
'cause
one.
Jeff Goldblum, no,
Yeah, the
last
Goldblum
month,
one.
You got to never do that one again.
That was pretty weak.
Pacino was not bad. Okay,
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
My point is, did this movie need to be 3.5 hours?
No,
No. But you know
Hell
what?
no.
I love that Scorsese said, screw it. I'm making it 3.5 hours long. And
Do you think that this should have been a limited series?
Could have been.
That he should have just
Yeah.
made this a
That would've been
4-episode thing, but those don't get nominated for Academy Awards.
Right.
So he's like,
Well,
we gotta squish this into a
Did you
film.
need a 20-minute scene about what kind of fish did you buy in the car?
no.
There's a lot of things, but I like
all the scenes in the
let's
car
just-
could have been thrown out.
I love how there's a lot of things, but I like
all the scenes in the
let's
car
just-
could have been thrown out.
I love how you just left it though.
all the scenes in the car could have all the scenes with the clearly not young Robert De Niro
Right.
coming up into the organization.
How
could-
bad was it when he beat up the grocery store clerk? That looked horrible.
That's the thing. So
That
you,
looks so
you can
bad.
CGI his face all
Just
you
the,
want.
The beat up looked bad too.
But yeah,
looked like
it
an
did
old man trying to beat
it
someone
was
up.
just an old. He was supposed to be a young man,
Right.
Yeah,
and he looked like an old man beating up an old man.
he could barely stomp the guy. I'm like,
Why didn't they just do a scene that was shot from the back?
Exactly.
And
You
having
wouldn't
a
have
younger
any
guy
idea. Right.
doing that.
that took me out.
Stuff. Great. I'm glad you found this process and you wanted
Some
to
of it
make
looked
you
good.
and your buddies look young again.
Yeah.
But I think they would have been better off having a different actor play a young De Niro.
I
Because
think
here's
so.
the problem: we know what a young De Niro looks like.
Well, and the other problem
Right.
is we know that an old De Niro can't move like a young De Niro.
Yeah, and that's and I
That's the
think it
problem.
was a real flaw of the filmmaking.
Other than that, I thought that the aging looked good though.
I
That was the
didn't
one
know
thing.
enough about the story of Hoffa.
Jimmy?
And that organized crime piece of that he was involved in.
Yeah.
I didn't know enough about it, so that was interesting enough that I kept into the film and I
Yeah.
kept watching.
Oh yeah, it was definitely an interesting story.
My biggest problem was it seemed like it was a long movie, and then they finally kill him, right? And then the third act completely changed, where now we're super old and we're all in prison, and what was it all for?
Right.
It was
Yeah,
like
I think this is 3 different films, to be honest with you. When Pesci introduces De Niro to Jimmy Hoffa, Al Pacino, which Al Pacino did a great job playing Al Pacino in this film.
Yeah.
Of all the films that he's
He
played
is
Al
so Al
Pacino, he was the
Pacino-y
most
in this.
Al Pacino in
Yeah.
this film that I've ever seen.
right,
But they called the most
in this-
Al Pacino in
yeah.
this film that I've ever seen.
right.
But they called him Jimmy, so you knew he wasn't playing himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Instead of saying
that
Al.
was the genius, yeah. Instead of calling him Al outright, they called him Jimmy the whole time.
Oh.
So, but after that sidebar, to me, this was 3 films. There was the De Niro coming up portion of it.
Yeah.
De Niro gets introduced to Hoffa, and it's like that Russell sold him to Hoffa. You're going to be his guy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's cool. Which makes me think that this guy's story was not real at all. And then there's the third act,
The
like
old
you guys
men.
were saying, where they're the old men. And that could have definitely been
Way,
3 different films.
Yeah.
And so if it's 3 different films or 3 different episodes of a series, did we need the first episode at all? Could we have not created a strong scene to really show how Russell went to bat for Frank? Frank was kind of an outsider.
That's
You know,
got a great
Harvey
point there.
Keitel's character.
yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
he? What was he doing? What was he? And then the after the second episode is what I'm calling it, is the Hoffa years.
Mm-hmm.
They're introducing so many characters and bumping off so many characters.
Yeah. So
It's just kind of many characters.
So
It's just kind of weird.
the piece about them putting how people died on the screen, shot in the head in 1980. Why? I mean, really, why do I need to know that? Because you're trying to tell a bigger story than what you can actually do.
Well, and I think
That
what they
didn't
were
matter.
trying to show with that is that if you're a gangster, you're probably gonna not die of old age.
Right.
Yeah.
These are unique people who died of
Yeah.
old age.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
You know,
And
I
they were
think,
kind of showing that everyone that could corroborate De
Ended up-
Niro's story
is
gone.
is dead. I think he did.
Um,
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think it is BS too. The more I read about it, but there was great acting. But you know who kind of stood out to me that held their own? That I'm like, who is this guy? Was Ray Romano. How good was
Yeah, he
he
was
going
pretty
up
good.
against some of these other guys? I'm
don't
like,
disagree.
I believed in him. I liked him
as
a
Russell's
lot.
cousin. Yeah.
And when he was doing the attorney at the beginning with Frank, I thought
Yeah.
he was perfect. I thought
Yeah.
he was perfect right then.
No. I think we're gonna see some. Did you ever watch the show Men of a Certain Age?
No.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I remember.
It only had a couple seasons. It was him. It was the guy from Quantum Leap, Scott Bakula,
Bakula.
and a third guy who's
don't
not
remember.
coming to mind whatsoever.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. Yeah, whatsoever.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. Yep,
No.
yep, from the
I'm just
Ghostbusters.
making
Yep,
stuff
I think it
up.
was. No, it was someone similar to that
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
But it was it was more of a drama type piece, more of a dramedy type
I remember
thing.
that now that you say that.
And he really showed some acting chops in that. I enjoyed the first season because I was a man. So what they're trying to say is guys in their late 30s, early 40s,
Gotcha.
men of a certain age.
All right. So, what are you giving this movie, Othie? Because I know what I'm giving it.
I'm going to go with Downey Jr. again. I mean, I did like it. I think I'd like to see more movies like this for sure, but I think it could have used the touch of editing. But my favorite part, there's a scene between Pesci and Pacino. Have they ever shared the screen
No,
together before?
I think that's what they said.
I
was
don't
no.
think that they have.
And boy, I wish we could have got more of that. Because he's like,
Pesci was good.
I hear you, and they just kept playing off of that. Not certain people. Certain people are saying.
Yeah,
I just,
a bit more understated than he normally is.
Yeah.
For Pesci.
oh yeah.
But don't you think he was still just Joe Pesci the whole time?
I don't know.
I mean, just as much as Pacino is Pacino.
Yeah, but we don't get that
So
very
he's
often.
one of those.
So it's
he's
like,
one
okay.
of those. Or, we'll look at our number 8 here, Robert Duvall. You ever seen a film where Robert Duvall wasn't playing Robert Duvall?
No.
Specific to him.
I didn't see that with Pesci this
You
time.
didn't see that with Pesci. You didn't see that.
He's
with
very
Pesci this time?
tame. Yeah.
He's very tame.
Even when
Yeah.
he was as mad, I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you giving it?
If I'm giving it 3 different, to me it's 3 different movies.
but you got
To me it's 3 different movies.
But you got to give one rating.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna knock it down there. You're just gonna go through my thought process with me. So,
got you.
Act 1, Hoskins. Act 2, Hoffa Years, a Duvall. Act 3, the old guys, is a Downey Jr. So you average those out, it's a Downey Jr. Some crap off the end and 40 minutes off the front, it would be a Duvall for sure.
Yeah, it would be a good one.
It may be a De Niro because I wouldn't have any of the kind of lethargy I was left with after watching the film. Because I watched it all at once, but I think this is a film that is best watched on Netflix. It's watched on Netflix in the privacy of your own home. So you can pause it, go pee, pause it, go make a sandwich, pause it, go pee again.
I did a 2 hour and then break, then another hour and a half, and that was more enjoyable.
I'm going to say this. I think I've had enough of movies about the gangsters, Italian gangsters. I think I could go through the rest of my life not seeing another one. Then maybe I'll be surprised by one at some point. I've seen this movie.
And that's the thing with Scorsese. Is this the only type of film he can make?
Is. I mean, that's all you see him make.
Is it got to be New York, and does it have to involve murder or gangsters?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I guess so.
We know he's not going to have superheroes.
That would be like that would be like me asking to have Tarantino to make a different film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm going to go with a 6. I'm going to give it a Hoskins, mostly because of editing. Get rid of the shit, so I can have a better movie. I think there was a better movie in there without all the fluff.
Do you think it wins an Oscar?
They I don't know. Polishing that guy's knob.
There's so many it got nominated for so many things. That it may win an Oscar.
Someone wins something for it.
But it may. I think Pacino, supporting actor.
There's no way that this wins Best Picture.
No, it shouldn't. But it could possibly do that.
If it does, I'm not watching.
Because if this doesn't win,
we say that every year.
Okay, so let's say if this doesn't win Best Picture, what do you think will win Best Picture?
Don't know yet.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's got the best shot of anything to win it.
I think this might win it. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Irishman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen that 1917. They do love a good war film.
Yeah.
So... And we don't we don't know what the Oscar nominees are going to be yet.
They do like to throw one in there that's not in the Golden Globes.
That's true.
Out and left. So
my prediction will be Waves.
What are our picks for next month? What are we going to review?
You pick yours. What's yours?
I would like to see a movie called The Good Boys. Or Good Boys.
Good Boys.
Good Boys.
I've heard great things.
It's a comedy about 3 preteens.
Or watch this movie means
they're 12 years old in the film.
They're 12 years old.
12-year-olds.
Okay, so they're preteens.
So they're almost 13.
Gotcha.
But not quite 13. Yeah.
I think I've already seen the trailers made me laugh, so I'm hoping the movie will make me laugh as well.
Oh, I think you're in for a pleasant surprise.
I like
really
that pick because it's light.
You're in for a pleasant surprise.
I like
really
that pick because it's light.
We've been doing a lot of drama and all that. So
yeah, I watched that one on Christmas.
Oh, you've already seen it?
Yeah, but I did not want to try to move you from nominating
Gotcha,
it.
okay.
I cannot wait for you guys to see this.
Okay.
Yeah. Pick is a film, I think it's independent film, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with up-and-coming actor Thomas Hanks.
Thomas.
He's going to be good, that kid. He's going to be good.
He's playing an obscure television show host.
It would be. It's PBS.
Named Frederick Rogers.
It's PBS.
Named Frederick Rogers.
My fear is we see a lot of Hanks and Mr. Rogers. A little too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe. I haven't seen it. I've heard good things.
Yeah.
My mom's actually seen it.
Your mom's seen a nominated movie before you have.
Yeah, because...
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I am choosing the 2 popes. I used to be a pope in my former life, so... I want to see how other popes live.
Mm-hmm. You were Pope Ron Paul III.
Yes, I was. I the only reason I'm picking this is because of the nominations, and it looked interesting. Anthony Hopkins is...
Both of those guys are going to give you a lot of...
And I feel like both of them already played popes in other movies, so they probably...
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm choosing, the 2 popes, and... we will see what all the buzz is about, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's another Netflix film that you can stream on Netflix, and it's also nominated for the Golden Globes.
I'm
probably
writing
going to be
songs.
Academy thing.
Oh, definitely, it's gonna be that.
Yeah, so
Cool.
wow.
Russ, where can they find us?
Well,
On
they
the
can find
internet.
us at www.dunestoneredemption.com. You can find us on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube.
Bumbler.
Bumbler. We're on the Bumble.
Back to the
Bumbler. We're on the Bumble.
back to the Bumbler.
Back to the Bumbler. Various places. Instagram. What's the other one?
Facebook.
Snapchat. Do we have a Snapchat?
Ooh, we don't have a Snapchat.
I don't even know what
I
that is.
don't
Yeah,
know how
you guys
we
would
do
have to
that.
explain to me what Snapchat is first.
Well,
I think Othie's the only one young enough
I
to.
just how we would do that.
No.
But
I don't
we
know.
can figure it out.
You could just take post cute pictures of yourself throughout
Yes,
the week. You know,
that's exactly what our
just
Snapchat
like the
is.
daily shot of your socks. You know, these are the socks that I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe anybody be interested in my life enough to look at my pictures.
No. You know, we do have a you know, we do have a fairly decent following on Instagram.
Yeah. You guys do. Nobody
Yep.
cares. Nobody gives two shits
Yep.
what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're doing a good job on the social media.
Yeah, exactly right.
All right,
good.
peace out, folks. Thanks for listening.